I am so excited for today's video because I finally got in the Unearthly Cosmetics Spring Magic collection, and oh my god, it is so freaking beautiful. I've already created this look and I plan on doing one more, but if you guys want to see what else I come up with, how I created this look, and hear my thoughts on this collection, then just keep watching.
We don't need to be worried. We don't need lots of money. So tonight put your hands in the air. Act like you just don't care.
If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Heather. I love all things makeup, especially colorful makeup and indie brands. And if you guys love those things too, I really hope you will subscribe and click the little bell so you can be notified of all my future uploads. But now let's dig into some information about this collection. So I know that this collection did sell out relatively quickly, but it is all available for pre-order. I will have the site linked down below where you guys can find all the information on that. But the thing that excites me a lot about this collection is not only did she sell it in a bundle, which is what I picked up. The bundle retails for $138, but you can also buy all of these products individually now. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Spring Magic palette. And this palette retails for $76. I really love that they put all of their palettes in these boxes. It helps keep them safe when they're being shipped, but I really love those. But the palette is so freaking beautiful. It's swatched absolutely beautiful as well. Unearthly Cosmetics has one of my absolute favorite eyeshadow formulas. This one down here feels different. It kind of feels like a cream to powder. It's the shade Warmth, but it's swatched beautifully as well. I think this color story is really gorgeous. It's perfect for spring, and I'm happy to finally be adding it to my collection. This one I'm really excited about. I have the blush palette. It is called the Incandescent Blush Palette. The formula in these feel really beautiful. When I first saw it, I was a little concerned because I thought that they were going to be too pigmented. But in the swatches, which you'll be seeing here, I did a sheer swatch. It's just one finger swipe. And then I also built them up so you guys can see them at their full pigmentation level, which seems to be really good that they do layer. So they will work on deeper skin tones, but they will also work for us ghosty girls as well. So I'm really excited about this palette. I'm really excited about these two shades in particular, but I'm excited to just have this in my collection altogether. The blush palette retails for $32 US, which isn't bad at all because you are getting 6 blushes. So that, to me, that's a steal. I'm really excited to finally be adding that into my collection. And then next we have 2 highlighters, one in the shade I'm Sprung, and then we have the shade Awaken. These are really beautiful. This is a formula that I have not gotten to try from them. I've not tried the blushes either, I don't think, but I'm really excited to give these ones a go. They look really beautiful in the swatches, and I'm happy to add them to my collection. These retail for $15 each if you buy them separately. And then we have the lip gloss in the shade Pollen. I love the Unearthly Cosmetics gloss formula. I love their bullet lipstick formula and their liquid lip formula along with the liner formula as well. But the glosses are freaking incredible. And this one is really beautiful, and I cannot wait to try it on. But that is all the information I have. If you guys do decide to pick this up, you can use my code. It is AOML, and it will save you 10% off the site. And if you do use it, I really appreciate it because it is an affiliate code, and I do make a small kickback. So thank you very much. But I'm going to go ahead and get you guys zoomed in and get my hair pulled back, and then we're going to get started with look number 1. So I'm going to use 2 of the shades. I'm going to go in with these 2 right here. I just want to do like some blush draping. So I'm going to start this out with the shade right here called Balefire. It might help if it's in frame. And I'm just using this Unearthly 8 No. 1 brush. And I'm going to start out with this one. This brush is a nice brush, but it is one that's a little bigger than what I typically go for, but I don't want this to be too pigmented, so I'm going to use a fluffier brush anyway. See, that shade is very deep, but you could make it super light. I'm going to go in with a little more for up here towards the back end of the face. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, if you are interested in anything else that I have on my face or anything that I talk about in today's video, I will have it all linked down below in my description box. Now I'm going to use a more precise brush, and I want to go into this shade here called Alchemy. If you guys have been watching me for any amount of time, you know how much I love an orange blush, and I'm super excited about this one. These have like the perfect amount of sheen to them. They are absolutely beautiful on the cheeks. I think that is beautiful. My face is set, so I'm kind of interested in seeing how this highlighter will work out on a set base. We'll just have to see. But this is just so freaking stunning. That's such a beautiful highlighter. I'm going to use my finger to apply it. So far, nothing's lifting, which is nice. That looks beautiful on the face. Might need a little more. It is drying down too, which makes me really happy. I don't like sticky products on my face personally, but in case you guys wanted to know that, it does dry down. It also layers very nicely as well. That is stunning. Oh my god. Do you see that glow? There's not a lot of like big chunky glitter reflex in it either. And honestly, it's not showing a lot of texture, which makes me really happy. Now I'm going to go ahead and put on some lip liner, and I will be right back to show you guys the gloss. One very sloppy lip liner application later, I want to try out this gloss. It's so beautiful. It's got like those holographic shimmers in here. It kind of reminds me of the one from the Heather Austin collection. That one was really beautiful too. Mine is almost empty. Let's give this a go. This is so freaking stunning. Oh my god. I freaking love it so much. I really love the applicators in the Unearthly lip products too, but this is beautiful. It feels so smooth on the lips and like silky. You cannot feel any of the like little reflex or anything like that. Like I said, I really love the Unearthly gloss formula a lot, but now I am ready to dig in to this freaking gorgeous eyeshadow palette. I'm so excited to play with it. You guys know how much I love blue eyeshadow, which is why I'm doing a blue look for look number 1. So for this look, I'm going to start out with this Glam Light Friday the 13th brush, and I'm just going into the shade Healer, and I am going to just press this on the lid in the crease. This palette is laid out really easily to where you could really just stick to the rows. You could stick to the quads, and it works going all the way around. I think they made this like really beginner friendly. I'm going to switch on over to my Singe Beauty E03. It's just a large blending brush. I just want to blend this out. Now I want to switch over to this shade Breezy, and I'm just using that same fluffy blending brush. Like, look at the pigmentation on that. That's incredible. I freaking love Unearthly's matte formula. They are one of my top favorite brands of all time. That is blending perfectly. And then I'll go back in and just like deepen up. Now using that Glam Light brush, I'm going to go back into Healer and deepen up this crease. And then I'll go back in with that fluffy brush with no added product and just make sure those edges are blended really easily. I just freaking love a blue eye look, but I cannot get over this highlighter. It is so freaking gorgeous. Now using my Singe Beauty, I think it's the EO4. It doesn't have the word on it anymore, the number, but I'm going into the shade Thaw. And I'm just going to put this here in the outer part of the crease and in the outer V as well. Now I'm going to go in with this Glam Light brush and just blend out those edges. But I really like that this palette caters to the more colorful lover and the neutral lover. I think there's something in here for everyone, and that's nice. And if you happen to love both, then you'll really love this palette. I personally do like both. I'm more drawn to color, but I feel like there's a time and a place for a neutral look too. Now I want to take some of this shade here called Full Moon, and I'm doing that on my Singe Beauty E01. And I just want to put this here in the inner corner to brighten. And do you see how freaking pigmented that is? I love a pigmented white matte. Oh, I think it's beautiful. So that was really easy. I'm going to leave the top like that for now. And now I'm going to go back in with that E04. And I'm just going to clean it off on my Sigma switch and pick up the shade Healer. And I'm going to put this on the lower lash line. Now I've just cleaned off this brush on my Sigma switch. And I want to go into this light blue shade. And I'm going to put this in the inner portion. And I'm also going to use it to blend out this other shade. I almost went into the wrong shade. That would have sucked. Now I'm going to use my Singe Beauty F07 and I'm going to go into the shade Thaw. And I'm just using this like a pencil brush. And I'm going to deepen it up as close to the lower lash line as I can get. I just think these mattes are beautiful, and this was really easy to create. I mean, you see how fast I whipped through that, but now I'm going to go in with some NYX glitter glue, and then we're going to play with the shimmers, which is always my favorite part. I love the mattes, but the shimmers are what just really take me out. I want to go in with a little bit of the shade Dragonfly. This is really beautiful. It looks like there's some holographic flips in there, but I'm just going to put a little bit of this green right here. I really love the Unearthly Shimmer formula. If you're someone who has a lot of trouble with creasing, which I do in some like shimmer formulas that I still really love, but Unearthly has a thinner formula, so you won't have that issue, I don't think, with this formula. At least I don't. I just wanted to throw that out there, though, in case you guys were on the fence about trying them. They have updated their formula, and their new shimmer formula is not like that. But now I just cleaned this brush off on my Sigma switch, and I'm going into the shade here called Rainfall. And I want to make it overlap the green and take it a little more towards the inner corner. That shade is freaking stunning. Oh, I'm excited about this eye look. But now the last shade I want to use for this eye look is the shade here called Clouds, and it is beautiful. It really reminds me of the highlighter. Just using a little of this in the inner corner as well. Like, damn, that brightened that eye up. I'm going to take a little more of Clouds on my pinky finger. Do you see that? And I'm just going to plop it right here on the inner corner. Now I'm just going to take this Glam Light brush. There's no extra product on it. And I'm just going to blend around the crease. I want to make sure those shimmers blend into the mattes, you know, make it flow. And last but not least, I'm going to use my Sigma pencil brush, and I'm going to go into the shade here, Thaw, and I just want to make sure my outer corner is deep enough for me, but I also just want to make sure it's all like blended into the shimmers. And that is it for this eye. I'm going to go finish this look off camera, and I will be right back to show you guys the finished look. Here's the finished look. Don't you just love it? I think it's so beautiful. I freaking just love blue eyeshadow. I think this look turned out so beautifully so far. I love the blush, the highlighter, and the eyeshadow palette. I'm really excited to create look number 2. I think you guys will really love it. But let me know what you think of this down below, and let's move on to look number 2. And I'm back for look number 2, and I already have the gloss back on, and I use the Unearthly lip liner in the shade Cafe, I believe. Yes. But now I want to try out some more blushes from the blush palette. I'm trying to think about what I'm doing as the look. So I think I'm going to go into this shade Pendulum, and I'm going to pick some up on my brush. We're going to see how this works on a lighter skin tone. Oh my god, that's beautiful. That's really beautiful. I was scared it wouldn't work on me because it is a deeper shade, but it totally does. The blush is totally blushing, so I'm going to go in with a little bit of the shade Familiar, and I'm going to use this to really help blend this out and maybe even lighten it up just a little. Do you see the sheen on that? It's like the perfect amount. Now, I think this blush is really beautiful. If you want less pigmentation, I would just recommend using a fluffier type of brush like this one. The ones I used are more small, they're more densely packed and more precise. So I did get the pigmentation, but I like blush like that personally. So it's just whatever you prefer. But now let's try out the highlighter in the shade Awaken. This is the one I'm a little unsure about because I don't know if it will work on my very pale skin, but we are going to give it a shot. I will say it's really beautiful. And again, I'm just going to use my finger to apply it. It totally works. I was afraid it was going to be too dark and you would be able to see it like once I look straight on, but you really can't. So it is a little too deep for the nose, but it totally works for me as like a blush highlighter combo. It looks really beautiful on the cheeks. I love the glow that you get from this. I just think it's really freaking stunning. But now let's get into the eye look. I'm really excited to create this one. I have something planned out and I'm hoping that it goes well, but we will see. Let me gather some brushes that are not dirty and I will get started. Okay, like I said, I'm not exactly sure how this eye look's gonna go because it is a little different, like the color combo I have planned out, but I'm gonna try it anyways and see if I can try to make it work. But first, I'm gonna go in with a Sigma, I think it's an E54 medium sweeper brush, and I'm gonna go into the shade here called Herbalist. And ooh, do you see how pigmented that is? But I am just going to pack that in the crease. Now I'm going to go in with my Singe Beauty E06 and I am just going to blend this out. I don't have anything on my brush at the moment, but you see that blends fairly easily. And I'm just going to keep deepening it up as I go. Now this shade would have been really pretty with the blues as well, but I wanted to try to use it for this eye look, so I didn't use it in the first one. Now I'm just using a fluffier brush to really blend. Here's the unexpected part. I needed something to blend out this green that would go with the multi-chromes that I have picked out to use. So for this one, I'm going to go into this shade here called Cleanse. And I'm going to see if this will work as a blending shade. It's different, but I'm not throwing the idea out yet. I'm going to go back into Herbalist, and I'm gonna just keep deepening this up and slowly blending it out. I like to build slowly when I'm working with colors that are a little deeper. See, these shades are like deep shades on my skin tone, so I have to work kind of slowly. Now I'm going to go in with my Unearthly Cosmetics number 5 brush, and I'm going to go back into Herbalist. The multi-chromes in this palette are so beautiful. I had a hard time like picking which ones I wanted to use, but I think I figured it out if I don't change my mind. Every time I look at it, I like something more. And now I'm going to go back in with this large fluffy brush. It's from the Glamlite Scooby-Doo collection. Now I'm going to take my concealer brush that I used, and I'm just going to go over this inner corner right here and then tap it out with my finger to make sure it's like kind of blended, because next I really want to go in with the shade Flourish. This is just another shader brush. This one is from MOUSSE, yes. And I'm just gonna put this here in the inner corner. I'm trying to work kind of slowly because I don't want them to muddy up. And now that I'm creating this look, I realize I just created one very similar to this recently. I want to brighten up the inner corner a little bit, so I'm going to go into the white matte shade right here with a pencil brush, and I'm just going to work some of this into the inner corner. Try to brighten and maybe even lighten up that pink just a little. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with the lower lash line yet until I do the shimmers, and then I will see. So I'm going to put a little glitter glue down, and then I'll show you guys what I plan on putting on the lid. Okay, so I want to start this out with Mystic. This is the shade that made me want to use the mattes that I used. It's a multi-chrome. It's so freaking pretty. It goes a bunch of different colorways. Here, I'll show you an up close. It's really beautiful. Like, you see all those shifts in there. In case you have something like it already in your collection and you guys want to recreate the look, I thought I could show you the up close of it. But this is really pretty. I take it back a little far because, as always, I'm gonna use my outer corner shade to blend in to the shimmers. Do you see all those shifts? It's freaking magnificent. But now I want to go into this shade here called Sunshine. The freaking glitter flecks that are on these shades are absolutely insane. They are just so freaking iridescent and sparkly and beautiful. I just love them so much. But I'm gonna put this right here in the inner corner. Now I'm gonna go in with my Sigma pencil brush and pick up more of the shade Herbalist, and I'm gonna just make sure these two are blended. Now I just want to go into the shade Flourish, and I'm just using that MOUSSE brush, but I'm gonna just sweep this across the lower lash line. I'm gonna go into a little bit of Clove here, and I'm just gonna tap this up towards the lower lash line to deepen it up. And then I'm going to go back in with that motor brush and the pink shade. And I'm just going to use that to blend this out. Now I want to go in with my Singe Beauty E07. And I'm going to go back into this green shade here. And I just want to put some of this out here to help tie it into this outer corner. I need to brighten up this inner corner just a little bit, so I'm gonna go back into this shade. I don't know if it's gonna go with this look, but we're doing it anyway. It might go with the outer corner. And here is the finished eye. Now I'm gonna go do the other one off camera along with lashes and liner and all the stuff, and then I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts, my first impressions of this collection. And here is the finished look. I think it's really beautiful. Love the lip combo. And I forgot to tell you guys, in the last look, I used the ColourPop liner in the shade Amethyst Hour. And in this look, I used the shade Good Reef. But I think it's really beautiful. The first look was definitely my favorite, but I think this one is really beautiful as well. I really love the Unearthly Cosmetics eyeshadow formula, the mattes and the shimmers. I think they've really perfected it, and I'm really happy to have another Unearthly palette in my collection. And the blushes are freaking incredible. I love them so much. I think they will work for a array of skin tones, light and deep. They look really beautiful on the skin, and same can be said for the highlighters. These are really nice formulas. They blend out really easily. They do dry down, so you're not left with like sticky stuff on your face where your hair is sticking to your makeup and all that. They look very beautiful. They're very high shine. I used them on top of powder and I had no issues with lifting or anything like that. I really hope they continue to release some more of these. And I mean, the gloss, it speaks for itself just as much as the other products. I think this is beautiful. I love this lip combo. I think it's gorgeous. But you guys are going to have to let me know down below which look was your favorite. Let me know if you guys picked up this collection. And if you did, what are your thoughts on it? Personally, I'm in love. I think it's amazing. I haven't tried all of the shades yet, so these are just my first impressions. But I'm very, very familiar with the Unearthly Cosmetics eyeshadow formula, so I do feel comfortable saying that this is a fantastic palette. If the color story speaks to you, then I think you will really love it. But I can't wait to hear you guys' thoughts down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out. And if you watched it all the way till the end, I thank you. And until next time, bye.
We don't need to be worried.